Hey guys, after a long time, welcome back to my channel. This is the Canon 100mm f2.8 non-L version without the IS and the red ring. It is one of the best bargain in the used market right now that no one is talking about. So let's cover this today. What if I tell you you can own L glass quality lens without the L glass price tag? Then this is a great lens to have. You can do product photography, you can do macro photography, you can do excellent videos, and you can do micro contrast details, and you can do portrait photography with just one lens. Then this is a great bargain of the century right now in the used market, because I have seen this lens go as low as $170 to $200 in good condition on eBay. I myself got this lens used for about $190. If you're looking for a lightweight lens for your mirrorless camera like my Canon EOS M, and is looking for a great lens in the used market right now, because most people who bought this lens really took care of it, I can see that. And well, you'll find some of them really battered, but this one is in pristine condition. This is a used lens in my hand, and I can carry this in my small bag like I always do without any cost overhead. I do have the 100mm f2.8 L lens, the L glass counterpart of this lens, and compared to this I don't see any much of a difference except the IS capabilities. And compared to the 135mm f2L which is holding in my hand right now, this is okay. This is a very good lens. This is a low light lens, but to be honest, the 100mm f2.8 non-L version from Canon, this one is sharper than that f2L, which is a high price for something that's like going for $170 on eBay right now. I was in the market for a cheap large aperture telephoto lens for taking portraits on the street. I was looking at the Yongnuo 100mm f2 on Facebook Marketplace and found a few used with bad motor, which led me to believe that there might be some control issues, quality control issues with that lens, and so I took the safe option and bought this lens, which is a gem that I came across really, because these lenses are a bit rare even in the used market to get to. But the quality of the video and the footage it captures is amazing. This is a rainy day and I am shooting from inside a car, and the weather looks amazing, but the contrast and the details and the colors with the Canon camera and everything, it captures amazing footage. I really love it because you can shoot from a distance and still get great results, because it is an f2.8 lens. It gets some of the light and it is very sharp since this is a macro lens. Now let me tell you what's so great about this lens. First of all, it's 100mm, which means I'm always far enough from the subject without getting noticed. The out of focus background is creamy, bokeh smooth, like a L glass quality or something out of a Sigma art lens, which is very hard to get this level of quality at $170. This is insane. Secondly, it's a f2.8 macro lens, which means micro contrast details and sharpness is on par with anything top-end Sigma art and Zeiss can throw at it at f2.8. The autofocus speed is very good, almost as fast as the 50mm f1.8 that I also have, and slightly slower than, say, a lot of L glasses, but fractionally microsecond slower, not that slow, which is a really high praise for something non-L, and it takes amazing pictures in great details. Another reason I got this lens is that if you pair it with a speed booster on crop camera, you can turn this into a f2.0 lens, which is the way I use it on my Canon EOS M, which means a lot of those light, full frame light, falls on the crop sensor, giving you a larger aperture. Well, more light actually. If you have some light and good eyes capabilities, you can ditch the speed booster and use it on a crop body to get 160mm reach. Although on macro the depth of field is so shallow that it will be a hard time for you to focus without a tripod, but that's okay for any macro lens. And since this is a macro lens, even without the speed booster at 160mm reach, the center detail sharpness is still jaw dropping. I mean, you can see the droplets of the raindrops on the leaves from this distance. This is shot at 160mm, handheld and stabilized in post. The price of this lens is going down just now because not too many people are talking about this lens. There are lots of other much latest alternatives in the market. Also, being marked as a macro lens, it caters to a very niche segment of people, and this lens is never thought as a choice for general purpose use other than macro usage. So a lot less people are looking at this lens, and well, since if you have $200 to spare on a second-hand lens, you are, well, people generally go for the 50mm f1.4 or something in that range, and never thought about things about this lens because, well, mainly because of portability, and not too many people knows about this lens either. From the videos I have shot, like this one, you can see a lot of details and the out of focus background that it creates. It's not that distracting like cheap Canon lenses. This is not a cheap Canon lens. When it came, it was new. It was a very expensive lens, almost costed nearly as much as many L lenses. But today in the used market, due to, well, many other options, this is now a cheap lens to buy. Look at the video quality and the sharpness and the detail it captures. It captures light in a way that I have never seen before. Even the light and the glass and everything that it reflects has a lot of detail in it, which is, well, to me it looks very Zeiss, and well, that's high praise for something that even non-L. In low light, the lens performs fantastic if you have a speed booster or not. You do need to bump up the ISO a bit, like to 400 ISO, to capture images like this. And this is Bangladesh, and this is a very busy day at night. This is 9 p.m. at night with slight lights. I had to boost the light a little on post, brightness and contrast and everything. But if you have a great sunset like this, it shows up really good. I mean, this is basically a portrait lens at 100mm f2.8, which you can use for other general purposes as well. I carry this with me all the time these days just for the versatility it gives me. Its close focus distance is amazing, which means most prime lenses you cannot really get close to your subject like at a macro level, but this is a macro lens, and if you use it on your 5D or like a full frame camera, this does so much better, even better than on crop cameras. And well, by that means crop camera performance isn't bad, which in any way, but if you pair it with a 5D like a full frame camera, this will perform like nothing you have seen before. One of the downsides is its strange penis looking shape, which after some usage I have realized as being ergonomic. In 2011, Kai from Digital Rev did some review of this lens against its red ring counterpart, and he also mentioned this lens being very good, and in some cases you can tell the difference. Now, I own both the L and the non-L version of this lens, and I can truly say that I think it's the same glass with just IS added, leading to a slightly better detail in some rare cases. Otherwise, both looks the same to me. When I first had a job and I became financially capable, I didn't explore this lens. I was obsessed with Canon L glass, Sigma art and all that. I ignored such hidden gems in the market. But today, with the used market having some of these lenses coming out again, anyone with a $170 lens budget can have this as their primary portrait lens, which is great for wedding photography, and if you are a professional, this will be a great addition to your bag. Okay, thank you for being here. I hope to see you on the next video. Subscribe if you haven't, if you like my content, dislike it if you dislike it. I am out.